So this question says the triangle inequality theorem states that the sum of any two sides of a triangle must be greater than the length of the third side. So let's just think about that for a second. So if I draw a triangle and I call this side A and this side B and this side C, basically what this is saying is that sides A plus B, the sum of those, must be greater than C. But A plus C must also be greater than B, right? And B plus C must also be greater than A, and any other combination that I'm missing out there. So what else does it say? So if a triangle has side lengths of 6 and 12, so let's get rid of these. So let's say we know that one side is 6 and one side is 12. Which inequality represents the possible lengths x of the third side of the triangle? So what do we know? We know that 6 plus 12 has to be greater than that third side. So 6 plus 12 has to be greater than x, which means 18 has to be greater than x, which just means x is less than 18, right? So we know that that's going to be true. But is there anything else true? Does anything else have to be true? Is that the only thing that has to be true? We also know that 6 plus x has to be greater than 12. So I can subtract 6 from both sides there, and I get x is greater than 6. Okay, so I know that x has to be greater than 6 as well. So I know these two things so far. What else? I know that 12 plus x has to be greater than 6. So I can subtract 12 and subtract 12, but then that would give me x is greater than negative 12. So I think that one, while true, is not all that helpful because it's negative and our side lengths can't be negative anyway. So I think what we're doing here is just setting up all the different possibilities, right? So 6 plus 12 is greater than x. It's just saying, this side plus this side has to be greater than the third side. But when I say 6 plus x is greater than 12, now I'm saying, and I'll use a different color, this side plus this side has to be greater than this third side, the 12, right? So I'm just using this theorem across all combinations. And then, of course, 12 plus x is just saying, this side and this side have to be bigger than that side, and that's where this comes from. But again, this negative 12 doesn't really matter. So here are my two inequalities that do matter. And so do I have an answer that represents that? Looks like I do. Choice C is saying that x is greater than 6. That's what that statement would be. And it also says that x is less than 18. It's just putting it into a complex inequality. So choice C must be the correct answer because choice A, while we know that x is less than 18, it doesn't really give us the x is greater than 6 part, right? So it's only like half correct. X is greater than 18, that's first of all not correct at all because we want x to be less than 18. And then for choice D, x is less than 6, that's also not true at all because we know we want x to be greater than 6. So choice C is our best answer here.